How the hell do I have nearly 200 million in this game? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make it. So let's roll the intro. Let's get it. Hey, how's it going everybody? KidFlash360 here with another video here in Roblox. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make millions of dollars in Retail Tycoon 2. Now, I've been wanting to do this because there isn't a lot of videos out there on how to make a load of money in Retail Tycoon 2. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to do it. Now let's jump in, load in my building. Now as you can see, if I show you on the top of my roof there, that I have a lot of money trees up there. Now if I go into my menu here, I have 206 money trees. Now the way you get them is by selling products. It's by selling items in your store, right? So the way I do it is to sell only one category of something at a time. Now at the moment I'm currently selling cold food, and if I go into my settings and we go right down here through my stats to find the cold food, there it is, see that I need 25,000 sold to get a money tree. So that's why I'm currently selling the cold food, because I'm selling them so they get to 25,000 and then I'll get 6 money trees or something like that. Also, if you sell one specific item, it'll pretty much double from what it used to be. So let's just say 10,000, it'll then double to 25,000. So it will take longer for you to get another money tree from that item you're currently selling. So this is why it's always good to switch it out and go for something else. Now, I could sell multiple of these items. I could sell loads of these, but the reason why I'm not is because the customers are you could say programmed so that they can buy all those items in your store. But then when it comes to actually selling them, it will take you longer to sell that one category. So this is why I'm not selling multiple categories. So that's why I'm only selling cold food, because then they will sell a lot faster, so I can get money trees faster, and that is the key to becoming rich. So there isn't really much to it, really. In the next video, when I eventually get around to doing it, I will show you how to make my layout of my store, which is very, very efficient. The top 2 richest players also use this layout, and that's why I'm using this layout. So I'll show you a tutorial on how to make it in a future video. So yeah guys, and as a beginner I would suggest you to sell toys or shoes, canned food. What you could also go for, which would be really good, is fruit, because if you look here, there is 8 different types of fruit here which you can sell in your store, because it's under one category. And if you sell all those different foods, you will get 8 money trees as well. So so like I was saying, it'll be a lot quicker to get money trees. So like, if I wanted to get 8 money trees a different way, so let's just say if I wanted to sell small electronics and canned food, for example, then that would, like, let's just say that ended up being 8 different items. It would actually take you longer to get those 8 money trees than if you sold fruit and did that, because selling the just fruit to sell those 8 different items of fruit, it will take you less time to get you more trees in a short amount of time. So this is how I do it. So as a beginner, like I said, I would recommend selling fruit toys or shoes, because then you get more money trees. You get 3 for toys, you get 1 for sneakers, and then you obviously get 8 for fruit. And what I would personally go for is fruit, because there's 8 different items under the one category. You could say food is under this type, is this in this whole category. Technically is, yes, but really you want to stick with that one item in that category, which will then, if you then see here with all the apples and bananas and oranges and everything, that there is 8 of them in there, so it would be quicker to get a tree. I think I did test this as well, and if you do sell like let's just say beverages and fruit, it does take longer, because yes, although it's in the same food category like it is here, it for some reason takes longer. So this is why I only stick to that one item in the category, not just beverages and fruit. That's the way I do it, and it has worked very well for me. And also, if you wanted to know roughly what my hourly income is, it's around, I would say, about $1 million, $2 million an hour roughly. And I could make a lot more if I were to sell a more expensive item. So like if I was going to sell small electronics or something, for example, then 700, then the 2% for that one money tree, but I've got 206 or some odd money trees. So if you then multiply the trees, basically, then that would be 412. Then that would be 412% extra on your small electronics. And that would be a lot bigger sale price, more profit. That's how you can make more money, right? So the more money trees that you have, the better it is to make a load of money. And if you want to become on the top 50 or something like that on the leaderboard, then you're gonna need these trees. You're absolutely going to need these trees if you want to get up onto the leaderboard like I want to do. The minimum you'll need at least is 2.2 billion now, because that's the lowest of the leaderboard that you can actually get to. So that I would highly suggest for you to get as many money trees as you can. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much it. I'll quickly give you a little brief tour of my store. See, I've got my checkouts in all the corners, so that it frees up a lot of space in the middle of my store. So that way it's less crowded, you get a higher rating, and I'll get into that as well in a minute, because you do need a good rating for your store, which I'll get to in a second. So basically, if you're a beginner at this game, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on here. Well, this is why I'm here, to explain everything and help you guys out. Even if you're like mid-game or beginner, these little helpful tips will get you in the right direction, basically. So, you're probably wondering what these they're called security gates. So they're called security gates, and basically these obviously prevent robbers from stealing from your store. And this is why I have them in front of every shelf and container that all the items are in, so that when a guard goes up to them, when the robber's there, the guard will just instantly arrest them. So obviously you can sell more items, more profit, and the list goes on. So let's get into rating. My current rating is obviously 4.8. The recommended rating to be at will be at around 4.5 to 5 stars. If it is quite low, which it will be for you when you're a beginner, I do suggest to get your rating higher. Now, the way I do it Pretty straightforward. So you can see all these plants here. That's for decoration, because a lot of customers do complain about lack of decoration. So this is why I have a lot of decoration in my store. So you see where the areas that are not so green, maybe even red sometimes, or black, that means that there's not a lot of decoration in that area. So wherever there's no decoration, you need to add plants or some decoration in that area. And money trees is a decoration item as well. So as you get higher progress into the game and you get some more money trees, and if you place them right in your store, you can use them in your store. But the reason why I don't is, one, I have too many money trees to put in my store, and two, they do take up a little bit of room in your store. So if you want to look at getting a higher rating, then obviously crowdedness, you've got to think about that. You don't really want a crowdedness. So this is why I have a lot of them on my roof, and that also explains why I have roof decorations, plant roof decorations. Because then it saves a lot of room on the floor. It then allows the customers to walk all over the floor, and there you go. So yeah guys, that's for decoration. And obviously, and if you want to get into decoration, then there's this little flower pot which you can click on, and that will take you to decoration. And the next one we'll go on to is security of your store. All the blue tells you that there is a lot of security in that area. You know, the security gates, that's what those are. You can add cameras in your store. I personally don't have them in my store because the security gates work perfectly fine. No matter how much security you have though, you will still get robbed. Your stuff will still get stolen, just not as much. It won't happen as much as it would if you didn't have it. So that's why I don't necessarily have security cameras. So you can just use security gates around your shelves and stuff, and then that way the security is where it needs to be, and that's worked perfectly for me anyway. And the next one is cleanliness. I've currently got 5 stars on all that. Because I've got very good janitors in my store. I'll go to the workers. I currently have 3 janitors running at my store. You don't need any more than that. And for my store layout, I recommend just going for the 4 cashiers I have here, the 2 restockers, the 3 janitors, the 1 manager, because you only need one manager. I've got 4 guards, 2 pulls, but I can fire them. Only go for 4 guards. 2 delivery drivers and 4 finance reps. What finance reps do is they give customers money, so they give them a loan so that they can go and buy the more expensive items in your store, so that then you can get more sales for the expensive items to make more money. And that money in the finance reps that they give the customers, it doesn't come out of your money in your account already. So that money is basically invisible. It's basically not there. They're just sending fake money or no money to them when then technically they are, so that the customers can buy more expensive things. Now, the reason why I have 2 delivery drivers, because all you really need is 1 delivery driver. But the reason why I have 2 is so I can get the stock in my store a lot faster from the loading dock. That's the reason why I have 2 delivery drivers, like this. So there's my 2 platforms, and there's all my other money trees. And the other reason why I like to have my money trees on the roof is to save room on my base plot. So then I can have more money trees for more money. So yeah, let's get into cleanliness. So with this one, guys, To keep it up, I would suggest having 3 janitors for this one. So keep your store nice and clean, to keep the cleanliness at 5 stars. And as long as you've got enough bins in your store, so the janitors can drop off the rubbish at the bins, I would suggest having around 3 or 4 of those green bins. That's really all there is to it. There isn't really much to it on that one. So there you go. You can also check cleanliness here too, but you don't necessarily need to use it. And as long as you have 3 janitors in your store, then you should be okay on cleanliness. So let's get into the next one. So the next one we have is crowdedness, like I was talking about earlier. So with this crowdedness, you can see that there is a lot of yellow around. And that is to say that there is a lot of crowdedness in that area. Now, you want to avoid this as much as you can. This is my biggest problem in my store. Crowdedness is a big problem when it comes to running the store. Normally it stays around this. I've had see the rating go as low as 4.6, but like I was saying, if you keep the rating between 4.5 and 5, then you should be okay in terms of selling things. So you should be okay on that. If you want to make the crowdedness better, go ahead and try. I have tried to lower the crowdedness as best as I can, but if you can do better, then try, and then let me know in the comment section. So yeah, so that's that for crowdedness. So we'll move on to shelter now. And this is the mistake that beginners make when they start Retail Tycoon 2. When they first start off a store like this, they will take away everything on the store as soon as they start. So what I would recommend with this is not to destroy your store, okay? I know that you want the money, I know you want money, but I would recommend to only delete this part right here, okay? Only this part of the store, so that you get some decent money back when building your store, okay? I would recommend to keep the door when you are a beginner, because if you want to have a delivery driver, you can do that. So I would recommend doing the layout like this. Make sure you've got a roof and everything as well. Take off as much as you can, really, to give you as much money as possible, so like you can get as much money as you can when you start off. Now, another tip that I like to do is all this green grass actually gives you money, as well as these trees here. So what I do when you start off with building a store is to simply get rid of the grass. So we go over here and replace the grass with dirt, and we go all the way over here. You can see that we get money from it. So I'm just simply doing this for the entire plot of land that I have to get all the money, anywhere and everywhere you can, so you can get as much money as you can from it. It might look ugly, but you're a beginner at the end of the day. You need as much money as you can. So that's the layout I would recommend for when you start the store layout. So the next one, guys, is queue sizes. Now I would recommend with this one to have as many checkouts as you need. So as a beginner, all you need is one. You don't need any more than one. I would recommend to get a normal cash out like this one that you stand at, because the tip with these types of cashiers the ones that you stand at, is the customers actually check out faster when you have this kind of checkout. So this is why I recommend to get one of these checkouts when you're starting off your store. And with this store layout, guys, you can go AFK all night and all the time when you're out if you really wanted to. That way you can get more money trees when you're not playing. And if you want to earn a lot of income, especially if you have a lot of money trees, then I would suggest to sell furniture, because that's the most expensive item that sells the best in this game. It's not the most expensive, but it's decently expensive to get a hell of a lot of money in this game. And then this is where the category actually comes into play. So to make the most money, I would recommend to sell small furniture, large furniture, exercise equipment and game tables. Put all those 4 in your store, so that then you will then make roughly 750,000 an hour. Then if you've got 200 money trees like me, then you would roughly get about 4 million an hour or something. So I could be making a hell of a lot more money than I've got now, than I'm making now. But the reason why I'm not is because I want to gain more money trees so I can get more money in the long run. That's the reason why I'm not selling furniture right now. And another mistake that beginners make when they start playing is parking spaces and signs. Now if you look over here, I have a big sign that's got my store name on it, right? And the better sign you have, like one of these, or you know, a slightly better than one that you get from when you start, is you get more customers in. So then more customers will fill up in your parking spaces. So that's why I have a big sign outside my store. Although I do have another sign on top of my store, but that's just the way I have my store. Now you could tell from my parking that it's gone around my store. And the reason for that is, yes, we've got a lot of customers. We have a lot of customers. We have the big sign, we have everything like that we need to get all the customers. But we want to get the customers in and out of the store as quickly as possible. So this is why I have checkouts on each corner of the store, so the customers can quickly check out and then go back into their vehicle. That's the reason for that. I also have electric parking spaces. Now this is for more mid-game players, mid to end game players. I have these because then we'll have richer customers coming into our store, so then it will help sell more expensive items. So that's the reason why I have those. And when you have a big store like the one I have, is you need decent storage. And I have all the storage back here behind this wall. And the reason why you need a lot of storage is to store your items for your store, especially if you have a big store like mine. Now some items can go up to like 15 on the unit size, 100, they can go very high. So this is why I have a lot of storage, 21,000 storage, to keep the stock in my inventory for my store. So at the top here, you can see that I have a vehicles option. And when you start playing this game, you'll have a pickup truck. Now, I've got loads of vehicles here, but don't delete the truck, because the reason why, because if you want to make the store completely AFK, you're going to need the right size vehicle for your store. Now, if you've got a bigger store like mine, you're going to need a lot of storage. Now, I personally have cargo helicopters, because if I have two of them, that'll be around 12,000 cargo capacity. So that's the reason why I have those, so that I can have my stock coming in and out as quick as I can. That's the reason why I have that. And that's the reason why I use cargo helicopters specifically, because they are one of the fastest vehicles in the game. So as you progress further into the game, or mid-game and late game, you're going to need a bigger one of these vehicles. So as you can see, you can get different vehicles with different cargo capacities. So if you have some decent money and you want to get a new vehicle, I highly suggest you to get a cargo helicopter, because like I was saying, they are one of the fastest vehicles in the game to get your stock into your store as soon as possible to make your store very efficient. Now if you're roughly mid-game, then I would suggest for you to get one cargo helicopter, because you might not have enough money for two. But if you're late game, more in late game, I would highly suggest to get two cargo helicopters. Now as we're talking about vehicles, I would like to quickly talk to you about how to use the delivery drivers. Now as you can see here, as I was saying earlier that I had two of them, you need to actually assign your helicopter or your vehicle to it. So what you do is you click on your delivery driver, you click on it, it will say assign driver right here, and then what you do is you simply choose the vehicle that you want to choose as your delivery driver. In my case, I'm using my two cargo helicopters, like so. For you, if you're a beginner, then use the pickup truck. And that is how you use the delivery drivers. And before we put an end to this video, guys, I'll also quickly talk to you about how to use the manager. Now this is a bit of a one that people do have problems with when they start the game, when they start playing this game. Now how to use it is obviously you hire a manager, and then what I would highly suggest for you to do is put the amount to stock is 200%. Now the reason why I say that is because you always want to have stock in your storage while your store is open, because if you had it as 100%, what the restockers would do is they would restock your shelves in your store and you would have no stock left in your storage. So if you run out of stock while the delivery drivers are going to get the stock, then your shelves may become empty and you won't be able to sell any items. So this is why I always have it at 200%, so that then you always have stock in your storage even when your delivery drivers are going to pick up stock from the loading dock. And the other one as well, I would highly suggest, is not to have instant delivery, especially if you have delivery drivers, because it costs an extra 25% on top of what you were going to buy the product for. So I would highly suggest to have instant delivery as off and keep those settings as they are, as you can see on screen. So there you go, guys. I think this will wrap up today's video. I think I've showed you every important thing you need to know. I'll be posting more videos of Retail Tycoon 2 on my channel, so when they release, make sure to keep post notifications on, so then you will get a notification from me when I drop a new video. So be sure to like and subscribe for future videos just like this one and helpful tips. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!